Hey everybody, Sean here, and welcome to Revealing Truth. And special thanks to Ronnie Wallace for sharing this. As we read in 1 Peter 4:17, judgment begins in the house of the Lord. And today's story about Chris Reed's sudden resignation is the third situation like this being exposed this year. But as you can see, we have another abuse situation that's being brought to light. And you can go to X and read the actual letter that Chris wrote. He says that after much prayer, thought, and consideration, he's decided to fully and immediately step down from all leadership responsibilities at Morningstar Ministries. And he did this on August 26, 2024. He goes on to say that after working there for 3 years, he can no longer continue in his role. His calling has always been and remains to prophesy. You mean falsely prophesy, like when you said that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris would not be leading the Democratic Party in the next election cycle. He's going to continue to train and lead others in an online school of the prophetic, similar to what he created with the School of the Prophets. You know, the School of Prophets, where they charge you $2,600 to attend. And in this school, you can connect with like-minded believers who are hungry for more of God's prophetic activity in their lives. But wouldn't they have to be prophets chosen by God first? But you'll get to experience dynamic teaching in a corporate setting, face-to-face prophetic exercises, and hands-on spiritual activations, just like we read about in the Book of Deceptions. What a load of hogwash. If you can't see what a scam this is, I can only pray God opens your eyes. There is nothing about prophets doing face-to-face prophetic exercises in the Bible, and we can't activate anything spiritual in anyone. I dare you, I double dog dare you, to show me one Bible verse that says we can activate spiritual things. Anyhow, let's get back to his letter. He says that at some point he plans to relocate and start a new church in another part of South Carolina, even though right now he has no money and will be unemployed. Really? You have no highlighted money? It looks like your expensive school is doing quite well. That's a lot of people at $2,600 a crack. Not to mention, you have this school going on every month for the next 9 months. Sorry, I keep getting off track. I just think there's more to the story than meets the eye. But now we get to the main point of the story. And that's that in the late spring of 2023, allegations surfaced against a former volunteer and police officer. And these were terrible crimes against the wee ones. And that person was Erickson Douglas Lee, who turned himself in on May 3rd, 2023. And you can find all sorts of reports online about how dark this really is. And Chris goes on to say how close to home this hits because him and his wife also went through a similar situation in their youth. But my question is, why did it take Chris this long to resign if this stirred up past memories? If they knew about this over a year ago, that means Chris Reed chose to stay with Morningstar for over a year after knowing that. Something just doesn't add up. Anyhow, that's the latest news and the supposed reason Chris is stepping down from Morningstar. But in my personal opinion, I don't think this is the reason at all, being that he knew about these heinous acts for over a year. I think this is the perfect excuse to leave, because like many in the New Apostolic Reformation, it's all about the money. And going independent gives him a bigger piece of the New Apostolic pie. But what about you? What do you think? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, take care and God bless.